Welcome to Growth Coaching Co. Today we're going to be taking you through everything you need to know to master your back squat. Step by step, walking you through the technique, teaching you the difference between tempos and pauses, and answering all of your questions. Here's a list of the things that we're going to be covering in today's video, so feel free to skip ahead if you need. The first thing you need to do before we get into the squat is to set the rack height. Setting the barbell height is extremely important for making sure that you're able to unrack the bar as easily as possible before your set. The last thing we want is you on your tippy toes because the rack is too high, or you squatting down because the rack is too low. To set the correct rack height, we're going to make sure that the bar is lined up with our collarbone. Once we've set our rack height, we're going to start by stepping underneath the barbell and placing the bar on our upper traps. Placing the bar on your traps, make sure they're sitting on top of muscle mass rather than sitting on top of the base of your spine, which is really going to be uncomfortable. From there, you're going to place your feet directly underneath your shoulder blades, stand the barbell up, and take 2 steps back to make sure you're clear of the rack and have room for you to be able to squat. Once you have enough space to squat, we need to get our feet into position. Start by placing your heels at shoulder width with your toes pointed slightly outwards. This is going to be slightly different for everyone, so it's really based on personal preference as to what's comfortable for you. Lastly, we're going to brace by drawing in a deep breath of air and squeezing it down into our core. Begin your squat by sitting your hips back, driving your knees slightly out towards the side and lowering yourself down to parallel. Once you've reached the bottom, push hard through the floor, stand yourself back up and get ready to go again. To help our clients improve the most, we like to use a few different variations of our squat. We have our regular back squat, which you've already seen, our tempo back squat, where we take 3 to 4 seconds on the way down, and our pause back squats, where we pause for 1 to 2 seconds at parallel before exploding back up. One of the most common questions we get asked by our clients is, how do I sit deeper into my squat? Our approach for them is to pull the weight back, really focus on sitting their hips back and driving their knees out towards the side to make sure they can sit as low as possible. If our clients experience back pain while squatting, we focus on improving their bracing. For more on bracing, feel free to check out our video on 90-90 breathing, where we walk you through exactly how to brace. And lastly, if the bar's hurting your back, are you allowed to use a bar pad? The short answer is we'd really prefer for you not to. If you're experiencing pain from where the bar is sitting on your back, it's usually because it's sitting on top of your neck rather than on your traps. Bring the barbell down a smidge on your back, brace a little bit harder, and it should feel a little bit more comfortable for you. Whilst bar pads seem like an easy fix, they shift our weight into our toes, causing us to roll forward and making the squat that much harder. Thanks for watching, and if you have any other questions, feel free to get in contact.